Good morning, WestWay. Here we are on a Sunday morning again, and I have some more helpers this week. Actually, I have a repeat person. The very first movie that we did, Sam was the very first one that got to do it. She read the Bible story that Sunday, and we've changed our format a lot since then. And then today we have Penny. And we have Rex, who are helping. They are Sam's children. And so they're going to sing a song with us today. And then Sam is going to help with the Bible story, read the Bible story again this morning. I want to ask you guys a question. Have you ever been hungry? Really, really, really hungry? Yeah, me too. Well, in our Bible story today, there are people that were really hungry and God fed them in a neat way. So here we go. We're going to sing that song Deep and Wide. And the kids are going to try to help us with the actions. We'll see how they go. Deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Da, 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 da. Deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Now this time we're going to take out the deep, okay? And in place of deep, we're going to say and wide, there's a fountain flowing and wide. Da 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 da. And wide, there's a fountain flowing and wide. All right, this time we're going to take out the wide, and in place of wide, we're going to say blip. So it'll be and blip. Here we go. And blip. And blip. There's a fountain flowing and blip. Da 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 da. And blip. And blip. There's a fountain flowing and blip. All right, this time we're going to take out the fountain, and in place of fountain, we're going to go wee. Here we go. And blip. And blip. There's a wee flowing and blip. Da 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 da. And blip. And blip. There's a wee flowing and blip. All right, we have one more thing to take out. We're going to take out the flowing, and in place of flowing, we're going to go. All right, here we go. And blip. And blip. There's a wee. And blip. Da 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 da. And blip. And blip. There's a wee. And blip. There you go. Good job, Penny. Good job, Rex. Yeah, in our story today, we're going to hear about a prophet whose name was Elisha. And Elisha was a very important man. And he had a person that came to him with an offering for God. And so we're going to read this story. And I think there's 2 pages here. So I'll be ready to turn that page. Just want to make sure there's not 3. Yep. Okay. And I'll try to hold this so that, Sam, that you can read it.
Okay, you guys see the pictures?
Can you read it pretty good there?
All right. The prophet Elijah worked for God. He gave the people messages from God. Elijah prayed for people and helped them give their offerings to God. A man went to see Elijah. I hope Elijah will help me. The man thought. He was carrying a special bag. The bag was special because he used it to carry his offering to God. Beside the bag, there were 20 loaves of bread. The bread was made with the first grains of barley that were grown in the man's field. The man walked up to Elijah and gave Elijah the bag. "This is my offering for God," the man said. Elijah peeked inside the bag. When he saw what was inside, Elijah had a surprising thing. "Take this bread and give it to the people to eat." The man looked confused. He thought he was bringing the bread for God. Give it to the people, he asked. There are 100 people waiting to eat.
Mama.
How can 20 loaves of bread feed 100 people?
All right. So inside his bag were 20 loaves of bread. And how many people did they need to feed?
100.
100 people. When you take a lunch somewhere, what do you put it in? Do you take it in a sack, a little lunch sack, or do you put it in a lunch box?
You can put it in a lunch sack or a lunch box.
There you go. Yeah. Sometimes we put it in a cooler if we go on a picnic or something. Yeah. And so here's this man that's bringing all of this stuff as an offering, and he's giving it to God. And Elisha said, you need to do something special with it. Let's keep going here.
Elisha repeated that he said a little bit louder, take the bread and give it to the people to eat. This man still did not understand. He frowned at Elisha and shook his head. When Elisha saw the look on the man's face, he reminded the man of God's promise. God's promise to take care of us. God will give us enough food to eat. We will even have leftovers. The man finally listened to Elijah carefully. He opened the bag and gave the people the bread. He waited. Would there be enough? Could all 100 people eat? Yes, all 100 people ate bread, and they did until they were full. And then when they were through, the man helped clean up and even noticed a wonderful thing. There were leftovers, just as Elisha said.
Yeah. When you eat supper, do you always eat all your food, Rex? No? Mom's shaking her head. And so sometimes there's leftovers, isn't there? And we put our leftovers in the refrigerator oftentimes so we can eat them again. Does Mom say if you don't eat all your supper now, you're going to have to eat it later?
Yes, you have to eat leftovers for
You know what? The message in this story is that God always provides what we need. He has promised us that He will give us what we need. And so oftentimes there's leftovers even more than what we need. And so
Sorry, they're really busy.
yeah. You know what? It is so fun having you kids here because this reminds me of what Sunday school and church is like. And sometime we're going to get to come back together and we're going to get to meet together. And some people are already meeting at the church, but we're not having kids programming yet because for little children, it's hard for them to stay at a distance like we need to right now. But there are on tables reserved for parents things for the kids to do during the service. And so if you haven't made plans to do that with us, you can do that now. Or you can stay home and watch us online yet, just like we're recording this for this coming Sunday. Guys, we miss you. We love you. Sam, thank you for coming and bringing the kids with you today. We're looking forward to when we can hang out together here at the church. And in God's timing, God's going to provide the right time for that. So thanks for joining us. Have a great week. And God bless you. Can everybody say bye?
Bye.
Can you wave bye-bye? Bye. Yeah.